What's up guys? Today we are going to make vegan keto meal replacement bars. So there is a lack of any kind of real binding agent here. The ground flax meal and the chia seeds kind of come together to make it a solid bar in the end. So we're going to start by adding all of our dry ingredients to a bowl here. Most of our dry ingredients are going to be ground in a coffee grinder to get you kind of like a floury texture. So we're going to add the ground flax meal directly to the bowl. And then here we have an old coffee grinder that we're going to grind some stuff in. So we're going to add the chia seeds first. Can add that in. And then we have a 1/4 cup of hemp hearts here. We're going to grind that. We must have gotten emailed like 5 or 10 times about if hemp hearts make you test positive for a drug test. I couldn't really find a definitive answer. I think not, but some people have said it does. And then we have a 1/2 cup of coconut flakes here. You don't have to grind these if you don't want to. I'm going to though. Okay, that's all that we're gonna grind, but now we're gonna crush some macadamia nuts. You don't even have to do that. You can put them in whole, but I like to crush them up a little bit. Just use whatever you got. We're gonna add that into the bowl. And that is basically all of the dry ingredients. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, melted. We're gonna put the sweetener in there, stevia, 40 drops. You may wanna add more sweetener if you like yours really sweet. One thing I forgot to add is salt. This is supposed to be like a nice salty thing, not really like a dessert. So I'm gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt to this dry ingredient mixture. Let's get out 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. We're just gonna melt that for about 30 seconds. Okay, so I'm just gonna add the stevia to the coconut oil here, just to let it more equally incorporate. About 40 drops, I just eyeball it. And then we're gonna pour this into the dry ingredients. Here's the secret step, coconut milk. Now we are just gonna skim off the top fat part of this. And a lot of you guys ask, why don't we just use coconut cream? I don't know if you've ever used coconut cream, but it's literally the identical product to coconut milk. There's still a bunch of sugar water that separates from coconut cream. So we're gonna place the cream into a microwave safe bowl. And then we're just gonna melt that in the microwave so it incorporates better with the dry ingredients. Mix that around. We have this cute little spatula thing my sister got me. When she got it for me, I was like, this is dumb. Why would I ever need a baby spatula like that? But I use it a lot. Mix that together. You know what else would be good? Is probably like some greens powder or something if you're one of those people. Toss that in here. Matcha could be good in here. This is a 4x8, 8x4 bread loaf pan. We're gonna place it in here with some parchment paper and let it rest for like 5 to 10 minutes before we put it into a 350-degree oven. That's gonna let the flax meal and the chia seeds just soak up some of the moisture and it'll make it more stable after you bake it. It's been 55 minutes and we are back. It took a little bit quicker than last time, and that's something you want to just keep an eye on. When the edges start to brown a little bit and you can feel in the center it's pretty firm, you're good, you can take it out. There's nothing that actually like needs to be cooked, it's just until it sets. This has been cooling for about 15 minutes now. There's a couple options, like if you're gonna store this in the fridge and you're just gonna grab it right out of the fridge and eat it, I would say let it cool in the loaf pan. That way it soaks up some of the fat that leaks out as you bake it. But if you want this to be like a bar that you can take to work with you and you want to just put it in a Ziploc bag, have it at room temperature all day, you're going to want to, once it's out of the oven, immediately put it on a cooling rack. That way it won't be as moist with oil. Okay, we're going to cut this into 8 servings. There you have it, guys. This is a vegan keto meal replacement bar. Pretty awesome. You'll see, like, you can pick it up pretty easily. It holds together well, slightly crumbly. I would store these in the fridge if at all possible, but it's also a decent option for taking to work. Okay, let's give these a try. They're like really buttery tasting, but there's no butter in it. It must be the macadamia nuts. Incredibly delicious. Couple of ideas on how to change these up is definitely you can add some chocolate chips if you want to make them more dessert-like, but I would up the sweetness if you do that. The amount of stevia I used, 40 drops, is just sweet enough. It's a Goldilocks zone on the sweetness. I think this is a good option if you want to make these on the weekend, bring to work with you for lunch. Dairy-free. You can take out the macadamia nuts if you want to make it nut-free. If you don't really care about like the vegan thing, crack an egg in here, maybe 2, and it'll definitely hold together a little bit better. Link to this recipe is in the description below. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you think.